Hey guys, Scott here from the Mental Metal channel and mentalmetaldetecting.com. Hey, today I'm in a different part of the world. I'm up in northern Pennsylvania. I'm in my uncle's hunting cabin up here in northern PA. That's why it sounds and looks a little different than I normally normal backdrop for my videos. So I apologize if it's worse or if it's better. Great. It's just up in the northern mountains of PA. So it's a very, very peaceful place. I love coming up here. I'm visiting some relatives today, so I thought I would just bring a couple of my machines up here and do some videos. And today we're going to do a video on discrimination patterns. Now, this is kind of dovetailing into my last video on custom Ferris limits. Right now I'm using a Ferris limits that my friend Brian over at Southern Relic Adventures shared with me. I got a video on how to set that up if you wanted to go check it out. I'll put a link in the description. Really like these Ferris limits. He's done a really good job of explaining them to me and sharing those with me, and I really appreciate that. So go over there and give Brian a shout out, give him a subscribe on his channel, and take a look at his videos. Does a lot of stuff on the Manticore and a lot of other machines as well as we do here in this channel. And I think a lot of you subscribers are subscribed to both our channels, so we appreciate that. So check out his channel when you get a chance. But these Ferris limits are not what we're going to talk about, but we're going to talk about discrimination patterns today and how to change those. And it kind of coincides with the Ferris limits. So right now, we love to run the Ferris limits like this, wide open. A lot of times I'll use all metal and run it really wide open. Brian's done a really good job of like getting rid of a lot of iron falsing using these Ferris limits, but also bringing out coins that are kind of embedded in iron and so forth. So give these a shot if you want to try them out. But today I'm going to kind of show you how to kind of add on some discrimination if you need it. Let's say you're getting some targets you just don't want to hear and you're out in the field. There's a couple ways to do it, and it's really easy. So a lot of people just get this machine so mixed up and think it's so hard to configure and use. It's actually one of the easiest machines Minelab has ever made, in my opinion, for customizing it and so forth. This kind of comes over from the 3030 a little bit, if you're familiar with using the 3030. But boy, it was, I don't want to get into the 3030 stuff because I know a lot of people get sensitive when I start talking about 3030, whether I think the Manticore is better or not. I know in the 3030, if you did any kind of like discrimination patterns and things like that, it was very difficult, and you would have to, I think a lot of that stuff you could do easier on the software and then upload it to the 3030. But I'm not going to compare apples to oranges here. The Manticore is a completely new, different machine. Has brought over some of those features from the 3030, but it's just a little bit more easier to configure. So, but let's kind of get off of that subject and get back into this. I'm going to show you a couple ways you can knock out targets. I've shown this before on my channel. It's probably out there somewhere. I think I have 63 plus videos on Manticore now. A lot of the stuff gets kind of buried at the bottom of the ocean in YouTube land. So we're just kind of rehashing some of this stuff, just because a lot of you guys out there might have just purchased one of these machines and are new and trying to learn it. So I'm going to show you real quick on how to just eliminate a target that maybe you're in the field, you're running your coil over, but you're digging a lot of these things and you just don't want to dig them anymore. There's a quick way to do it here. If you notice on the lower right hand corner, I have a reject button. That is one of my soft keys I've set up. So if you wanted to change this soft key to make it this, if you don't have it set up like this, it's perfectly up to you. You got to go up to your general settings, hit the gear button, and you'll see down in here highlighted I have soft keys. If you arrow over to that, you can set up soft keys in here to do a lot of things, and mine is set up to do accept reject. But you can also set up to do noise cancel, ground balance, favorite mode, search mode, flashlight, display backlight, sensitivity boost, speaker mute, recovery speed, frequency, clear ID map, all metal mode, accept reject. Now you have 3 different soft keys to set up. So you could change any one of these to anything you wanted to. You can change this one to any of those options. You can change this one to any of those options. And these are the buttons that correspond to the side buttons, okay, on your Manticore. But right now I'm going to leave mine in accept reject. I'm not going to change it. So just wanted to show you, if you want to make that the same way that, you know, I have mine set up, then that's how you do it. Come back out of here. Come back into your search program. So again, this is my custom Ferris limits I have. That's why you see the upper box grayed out, lower box grayed out, and then you have a sidebar that's grayed out as well. Let's say, for instance, I have a pull tab, all right? And I highly reject not rejecting pull tabs if you're looking for rings and things like that, because rings will fall into the pull tab range a little bit. But let's just, so I'm getting 2930 on my display, and it's showing you right on the middle line there. It's a good target, round target. But let's say I wanted to kind of knock that out or make it less, I would say, less preferred, you know, sound wise. I don't want it to sound so good. So maybe I want to change something. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to, as I'm running my coil over the target, I'm going to hit this button. Now you see, I just hit it once. It's kind of making it jumpy. I'll hit it again. Now it's really kind of jumpy. I don't know if I would dig that. So that's kind of where I'm going to be. Now you could totally eliminate it if you wanted to. I'm just kind of making it, you know, sound a way that I would not prefer to dig. So now that I run this pull tab over it, see, it's not a repeatable target. It's jumping around, skipping around, and I wouldn't dig that. But you might want to keep going and hit the reject button some more. Maybe you want to get rid of this target altogether. So just keep hitting that button until it pretty much goes away. So right now I've pretty much eliminated that target where it's, you know, no longer even being heard. That's one way to discriminate or reject a target. The other way is doing a custom discrimination pattern, and you have to go into your discrimination pattern customization option. So you have right here, so you're gonna hit the pencil, and in here you're gonna see that you have right now my cursor is that dark red line. Let me change the width of the selection, and I'll go over that in a minute. So right now, this is where my cursor is, or my target ID is sitting. I'm on number 11 right now. To move that, you just scroll over. So I'm moving 12, 13, 14, 16, 17. You get the idea. So I'm moving, this corresponds to my target ID range, goes all the way up to 99. The width, selection width, you can change it right now. I lowered it back down to 1, but you can actually increase that to make it bigger, so you're actually selecting a wider range of your target ID span. So right now you can do 3, 5, 10, 20, and 20 is your max. Let's go back down to 1 for now. Now you can see that I've already set up, you know, I discriminated out that pull tab. So my line is already in there. Well, let's say I want to get, you know, I didn't want that anymore. I wanted to get rid of that. I wanted to bump that out, so I no longer have that anymore. Well, all you got to do is move your cursor over to where that line begins, the gray line begins, and you'll see that your X turns into a checkbox. You hit checkbox, keep moving over, checkbox, keep moving over, checkbox. And now I've gotten rid of that pull tab that I discriminated out. Now, I didn't have to do it in 3 clicks. I could have easily raised up my width of my selection width, made it 3 or 5, 10, 20, and I could knock out big swaths of target IDs. For instance, if I didn't want this range of target IDs from 36 to 55, I could go get rid of them. And now they're grayed out and they're no longer going to be heard by the machine. Or maybe I wanted to do 69 to 88, hit your reject, and now those target IDs are now wiped out. But let's say I wanted to turn those back on, I wanted to accept them again. You just put your selection width over top, and then you hit the checkbox to accept them again. So it's really easy to do. You can do, it's very customizable. So, you know, changing your width, you can knock out different swaths of target IDs, smaller ones, Maybe you only wanted, maybe you wanted to do only one at a time, knock that one out, go up here, knock that one out, but then, oh, I got like maybe 5 target IDs that I want to knock out. So you change the width to 5 and knock those out. And so you get the idea. And when you're all done, you just, come back out, and there's your custom discrimination pattern that includes your custom Ferris limits. Now you can always turn on all metal mode and you're back to, accepting everything. But if you wanted to do that customization of your discrimination items and your Ferris limits, you have now the ability to do that. Now, the easy way to change all that back to normal is you go back to, let's say you want to get rid of these, you don't want this anymore. You can go back into your customization window, hit this again, hit your pencil, and then you just start removing these things. Now, the easy way to do it, the way I would do it, is change my selection width to 20. Just make sure you're over top of all your target IDs that you want to accept. When you come back to this one though, these two, now it's going to tell you can only reject it. So you're going to reject it, but then you're going to accept it right afterwards. And it's the quick way of kind of getting rid of stuff. So again, I'm over this range that's rejected, but I'm going to reject everything in that range and then accept it. And now I'm back to beginning. This is where I was when I started, and that's where I want to be. So there you go. If you want to reject the target that you're swinging over, set up your hotkeys to reject it, like I just did. Make it non-desirable is what the word I was looking for, to dig. Or you go into your custom pattern, and then you can move your cursor or your selection width over top of that target, and you can reject everything, or you can accept everything that's within that selection width. I hope that was easy to understand and useful. Guys, I know a lot of you out there have just purchased the Manticore. Minelab had a big sale going on, and they had a really good deal. Don't get frustrated with this machine. Give it some time. I'm actually doing a video on what I think you should do for like the first 4 weeks. The video might be out by now. I'm not sure. It is not done as of this video. So check my channel for that. But it's going to be a good video on what to do for like the first 4 weeks of using this machine. Not teaching you how to, change programs, but teaching you how to just start out with one program, search mode, learn it really good, and just give yourself that time to learn the machine, learn the sounds, and then we'll go into kind of doing these advanced kind of things. This is what I would call an advanced feature of the Manticore, but I mean it's not really that advanced. It's just a feature that's in there. It's useful. It's one of the tools that they give you in the machine. So check this out. Give it a try. Mess around with it. Don't freak out. It's easy to fix if you screwed up. So give it a try. Try discriminating out targets using, running your coil over a target like I was doing with the pull tab, and then hitting your reject button and knocking those out so they're less desirable to dig. Or go in there and create your own custom pattern. And if you're doing things like we're doing with custom Ferris limits, things like that, this could be a very, very powerful way to kind of dig the targets you want to dig. Now, I highly recommend, though, you not do a lot of this discrimination pattern thing or custom Ferris limits, because when you start doing a lot of that stuff, you do knock out your ability to find some of those key targets. And so just remember, if you are filtering out things, the chances of missing things go up as well. So take that as some caution, but get in there and mess around with this machine. The more you learn, the more you learn. So that's it for me today in this video. Hope it was useful. Let me know if it was. Leave me a comment in the comment section. Like and subscribe to the Mental Metal channel if you wouldn't mind, please. And don't forget to give my friend Brian over at Southern Relic Ventures a shout out. Shout out to him for sharing that custom Ferris limit with me in a previous video. So, all right, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video.